All right, nachos ready. PP for your bunghole. We're going deep, deep into Beavis and Butthead fan theories.
Oh, yeah.
This show, senators freaking out the blues, according to those South Park guys. But these theories, they're way more than fire, fire.
It's amazing, right? Such a simple show, but the theories, complex, elaborate.
Right.
Fans just fill in those gaps. Backstories, hidden meanings, all that. When the show itself, it's pretty open-ended.
Everyone's trying to figure out, the secret formula, what made these guys,
Right.
what created Beavis and Butthead. Let's start with one of the biggest ones, fetal alcohol syndrome, their mental state.
Right.
Maybe from that.
This one, it blew up online. Forums, everywhere. People were pointing at Beavis especially.
Right.
Like classic signs,
Okay.
Remember that episode? He's just staring at the TV blankly.
Uh-huh.
And he says, I hear voices. That, plus how they look, their faces, those narrow eyes.
Yeah.
It kind of fits.
And no way, I'm too drunk to take a test. Which, sums them up academically, right?
Totally.
But then their mothers, we don't know much. But what we do see,
Yeah.
not exactly, like Parent of the Year material.
Not exactly. And FAS, it can be different for everyone, right? So they're both them, but Beavis.
Right.
Maybe it hit him harder. It's never said outright, but there's enough there to make you think.
Yeah. It's dark, but it makes you think about the show being a little bit about society too. Are they just products of a messed up system?
It adds a layer, definitely.
Yeah. And speaking of families, there's this other one that's even wilder. What if they're more than just friends?
Oh, yeah.
What if they're cousins?
Cousins.
Yeah, the show's vague about families, but like we said, those clues, they're there. Beavis's mom, she's had,
Right.
a few partners.
And the movie Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Yeah.
They meet their dads, finally.
Right.
Butthead's dad, David Letterman, doing the voice, denies it all. But come on.
They look the same.
Identical. And there's that flashback, right, in the movie.
Yeah.
Butthead sees them as babies, together, inseparable from day one.
So some fans take this and run with it. Their moms, sisters, some even say the dads are brothers too.
Wow.
That family tree, a tangled mess. Okay, so we've got potential FAS, a family reunion, that make Jerry Springer sweat. But get this. Some think they're connected to another Mike Judge classic, King of the Hill. Heard this one.
Absolutely. Tom Anderson,
Oh,
right? Yeah.
Hank's neighbor.
The I tell you what guy. Obsessed with propane, just like Hank.
Exactly. And they look alike, their mannerisms. There's a theory that Tom, he's Hank's real dad.
Whoa.
Tom was in World War II, got injured. The idea is he asked his buddy Cotton to raise Hank.
That's a stretch. Tom's wife, wouldn't she have something to say? And wouldn't Hank look more like his half-brother if they had the same dad?
You're right, it's got holes. But it's fun to think about, right? Those shows, connected by more than just Mike Judge. Okay, strap in. This next one is where things get weird. Government conspiracies, Nazis, alien DNA.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic. This theory, it's online, and it says Beavis and Butthead. They're the result of a secret government project. Like those crazy Nazi experiments from World War II, they continued them. Microchips, alien DNA, trying to, de-evolve brains.
De-evolve.
Yeah, and it gets weirder. It says they're not unique. There are others, pairs like them, all over. All into primal urges and heavy metal.
Wow.
It's like X-Files stuff.
Shows you how far people will go, huh?
Yeah.
To explain them. There's got to be some big reason.
Yeah.
Like a grand scheme,
But what if they were pawns in some government thing? Okay, let's step back from the conspiracy.
Okay.
Here's one that's more, meta. What if the whole show, everything, is Daria's creation? Daria Morgendorffer.
Daria is author theory.
Yeah, it's huge online.
A lot of clues in the show itself.
Daria, she's the smartest one, but she's weirdly into them, right? Most patient, for sure.
Absolutely. And there's that line she says, you guys were great. I don't know anyone else who would be willing to make such fools of themselves. It's like,
yeah,
she knows their characters.
Yeah, and she moves to Arlen, Texas, King of the Hill, right? Some think her memories of Hank and Cotton, they got mixed up, and boom, Tom Anderson was born.
Wow.
Imagine. Beavis and Butthead, the kings of dumb, are just made up by a cynical teenager trying to figure out the world. It turns the whole show into a commentary on boredom and how adults seem to teens, all through Daria's eyes.
Mind-blowing.
So parentage, the universe, now their existence is all a question. But back to basics. How do they survive? The stunts they pull, pummeled, blown up, electrocuted. They walk away.
It's remarkable. There's a theory about that. It's all about how they're built.
They're string bean bodies.
Exactly. Super skinny, stringy. It minimizes the impact. Like punching a feather, the force goes nowhere.
And they're always so relaxed, even in danger, clueless, so they don't tense up. Less injury, maybe.
Like stupidity's a superpower.
It's funny, right? A detail like their bodies, and bam, a whole theory.
It makes you wonder what else is hidden there,
Yeah.
in this seemingly simple show.
Hidden meanings, explanations. Speaking of which, you heard about the theory about that peace, love, and understanding pilot.
Oh, yeah, the one where Mr. Van Driessen, the monster truck rally, does him in.
And that's just the start. It gets dark. Beavis and Butthead, everyone in the stadium, wiped out by, wait for it,
Oh, no.
Sterculius, Roman god of feces.
You can't make this stuff up.
Well, Mike Judge did. He apparently hated his pilot, never aired officially.
So was it canon? Who knows?
That's led some to think that's the real ending. Peace, love, and understanding.
The whole thing, a prequel to everyone getting destroyed by a giant poop monster.
That's the theory. Dark twist for a doozy show.
It makes you wonder what he was going for. Commentary on hope being pointless, consumerism gone wild, or maybe just giant poop monster fun.
I'm all for absurdity, but that's bleak.
Yeah.
Okay, let's lighten up.
Okay.
This one's less apocalypsy.
Butthead.
A millionaire.
Butthead secret wealth. Popular one.
The idea is rich family hangs with Beavis out of boredom. Or to look rebellious, maybe.
Well, he's playing us all.
Rich kid slumming it.
Right. They point to how he's always in charge and they never seem broke. Nachos, Burger World, all the time.
And, yeah, worth the money. Money. Classic Butthead.
Little detail, but it sparked a lot of thought.
Butthead's parents, wouldn't they be, like, worried? Their son with a firebug?
That's where it gets good. Maybe they're so rich, so detached, they don't care. Or even like a, rebellious phase.
Sad, though. Even if he's loaded, parents like that.
Adds a layer to Butthead. Right.
Yeah.
Master manipulator. Using money to control everyone. Even Beavis.
Dark. Makes you wonder, what happens to Beavis if Butthead goes full millionaire? Speaking of mysteries, the biggest one. Cornholio.
Cornholio, the biggest enigma.
He just appears. Nonsense talk. TP for his bunghole.
Where'd he come from? Sugar Rush. Beavis freaking out inside. Or something else.
Something is not just Beavis, but something separate.
Possessing him.
Right. Yeah. That would explain his powers. Suddenly attracting followers, doing heroic stuff, like in the movie.
Yeah.
A weird anti-hero. Driven by urges and some bizarre sense of justice. And bunghole. What does it mean?
Right.
It's about where he comes from, his issues with, bodily things.
Right.
Or just Beavis being Beavis.
It could be all of it. It's the show, right?
Yeah.
You get answers, but more questions pop up.
So what do you think? Just Beavis's head? Or something deeper?
Something darker, maybe?
Yeah.
It's for everyone listening to decide, what's the truth about Cornholio? You tell us. He sticks with you, even after it's over. Like some primal thing.
Yeah, it's that you never know when he's going to pop up. Or what he'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, switching gears totally. There's this theory. It's the opposite of everything we've talked about.
You mean Beavis and Butthead, geniuses?
Yep. Sounds nuts, but some people, they think it's all an act. Like to mess with society.
Zen masters of stupidity.
Right. Think about how they get people to do what they want, even adults, authority figures. And they always get away with it. No consequences.
Yeah.
Ever. It's like, are they predicting it all, avoiding it on purpose? Doesn't that take brains?
Maybe there's more going on than we see.
Maybe they're playing us all.
Whether you buy it or not, it's fun to think about.
It makes you see everything different, right? Is it real, the cluelessness? Or is there something, like, sharp behind those eyes?
Right, right. And that's what's great about all this. Makes you think hard about the show. See it in new ways.
Not just what's on the surface. There's layers.
Exactly.
Okay, what about this? Multiple universes. Like that multiverse thing everyone's into now.
Oh, yeah. Infinite universes, each one a little different. Fits a show like this, definitely.
Imagine one where they're rock stars, one where they're brain surgeons, one where they never even met.
Right. And there are hints in the show itself, like they forget stuff that happened before, their backstories change.
Churches in the Matrix.
Maybe. Like, what if it's not bad writing? It's them slipping between universes, Beavis and Butthead, but infinite versions of them.
My brain hurts. Too much deep thinking. I need something simple. Like their laugh. Basic, but it's so them.
Part of how we talk now, almost. You hear it, you know it's them. But where'd it come from?
Yeah, did Mike Judge just make it up?
Some think it's a real laugh. Someone Judge knew, maybe back in school. Or just like some dude.
Imagine being that guy. My laugh, it's Beavis and Butthead.
Right. But others say, nah, Judge invented it. A sound that's like pure immaturity and amusement.
I could see him trying stuff out, making faces, till he got that perfect,
It's crazy how a laugh can be so big, right? Like iconic. You hear it, you're back in the 90s watching MTV with them.
And it's more than just the laugh. Their impact.
Yeah.
Huge. Even today.
Huge. It's been, what, 25 years? People still quote them, wear the shirts, make these theories.
The OG bad boys of animation, kinda. Opened the door for South Park, Family Guy, all those.
Exactly. That humor, how they made fun of youth culture, the animation, it created something new. Adult cartoons that, like, push the limits.
Wild to think a show about two dumb teenagers did all that.
But it wasn't just dumb, right?
There's something smart there. Underneath,
Satire. It went over a lot of heads.
is making fun of us. Obsession with famous people, liking violence, buying too much stuff.
Made us laugh at ourselves, at the world.
Like a warning, but funny.
And it's still relevant. Those characters, the catchphrases, people get them today. It goes beyond generations.
Okay, back to theories. Heard the one about them being time travelers?
Oh, yeah, that one. A little out there.
Tell me.
Well, the timeline of the show, vague. And sometimes they say stuff, know stuff, that doesn't fit their age or when the show is supposed to be.
Like future stuff. Or history they couldn't know.
Exactly. So the theories, they're from the future, sent back here for some reason.
Maybe to change history. Or just experience the 90s, when MTV was good.
Or their thing with scoring. Maybe it's deeper, a subconscious drive to, like, make sure humans exist in their time.
Whoa, that's deep. Explains their chick chasing, though.
Right. Primal urges, but for a cosmic reason.
This is too much. Reality is breaking down. What about this? They're in a simulation.
The simulated reality theory, big in philosophy, sci-fi, definitely fits.
So they're in a video game, basically.
Kind of. Their whole world, fake, made to test them, study how humans act. Or maybe just to entertain some higher being.
That's creepy, but explains stuff. The stunts they survive, how their lives are always the same, how they never learn.
Yeah, like a loop. Forever, never knowing they're being messed with.
Too much, man. Too much. I need a break from the deep thoughts.
I hear you. Let's appreciate how ridiculous this all is.
Ridiculous. There's a theory about that, actually. More lighthearted. Beavis and Butthead, reincarnated famous people.
Oh, that one's great.
Beavis loves fire, right?
Yeah.
So he's Nero. The Roman emperor fiddled while Rome burned.
Makes sense. Who else would torch their own place just for fun?
And Butthead, chill, sarcastic. He's Diogenes. Greek philosopher, lived in a barrel, hated society.
Perfect. Can totally see him in a barrel, mocking everyone.
Born to be trouble, even back then.
Okay, last one. Ready for this? It'll blow your mind. The theory is they're aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
That's a twist.
Sounds crazy, but think how they look. Don't get human stuff, love things we hate.
Fire, nachos, and, the bodily stuff.
Right. Could be alien traits.
So, they're here to study us. Crash landed.
Or just a party. Nachos, heavy metal. Who wouldn't?
Had to laugh. Alien language.
Maybe. Messages back home.
The deeper we go, the weirder it gets. Amazing how such a simple show can do that.
It shows there's more to them. They're like blank slates. Fans put their own ideas onto them.
We see our own stuff in them, our hopes, fears, whatever.
And maybe that's why it works. They make us look at ourselves, at the world, and ask questions.
It's like they're a mirror, but like a messed up one,
Yeah.
What you see, the theories you like, it's more about you, probably.
Exactly. We put our stuff onto them. Hopes, fears, all that.
We went from their brains, their families, to time travel, aliens, even them being made up by someone else.
Geniuses, trapped in a fake world, reincarnated.
Wild ride, man. But one thing's for sure, they're not simple. Not really.
No, they're not. They show you how powerful satire is, how much we like the absurd. Even dumb stories, they make us ask big questions.
Yeah.
And sometimes the dumbest characters, they teach us the most.
Yeah.
About ourselves, the world, all that.
They make you see your own biases, what you just assume is true. And maybe there's always something more to find, to learn, to laugh at.
They're like that funhouse mirror, right?
Yeah.
Everything's warped, but it shows you stuff you wouldn't see otherwise.
Even though they're crude, do dumb stuff, there's something innocent about them. Like a kid's wonder. Makes you think.
Makes you think. They're telling us, don't take things so seriously.
Yeah.
Enjoy the crazy stuff. Nachos, music videos, a good fire. That's what matters.
Oh, yeah.
So next time you're channel surfing, there they are, laughing at the TV. Remember, there's more there. Layers, possibilities, brilliance in their stupidity.
Brilliance. in their stupidity.
And hey, maybe you'll come up with your own weird theory. Add it to the pile.
That's all for our deep dive into Beavis and Butthead fan theories, everybody. Thanks for going down the rabbit hole with us into the minds of these fans.
Yeah, there's something else. Creative, dedicated.
Big time.
Remember, there's always more to explore, more to ask, more to about.
Keep those theories coming, folks.